Alright, everyone, we're back with some delving deeper solo, and this time, we're prepared. So, we're going to head back into the destroyed caverns, but it's actually kind of a courteous sort of gift from the Abbey of St. Agath under the leadership of Abbess Lane. She's allowing us some of her more expendable men in the form of hirelings. So, we're bringing with us, we've got one light footman, one heavy footman, and 3 archers. So, the archers have 1 HD, which we'll roll when it comes to it. And the light footman and heavy footman both have the HP of a fighter, so 1 HD plus 1. Light footmen have an AC of 6. Heavy footmen have an AC of 5. They're wearing chain. Light footmen wearing leather with a shield, so they got 6. And then archers are wearing leather, AC of 7. We've also got 6 new characters. A fighter, a magic user, an elf fighter, a halfling fighter, and another magic user. I am not naming a single one of them until they survive at least one combat encounter, potentially even this session. So, as of now, Fighter 1, Fighter 2, Magic User 1, Fighter 3, Fighter 4, Magic User 2. And that's how we'll be going about this. So we're heading across a single hex. We're going from the Abbey to the destroyed caverns to the southeast. So I'm going to roll... Ooh, this is messy. I'm going to roll a d6 and we'll see if we get a wilderness encounter. So let me get these out of the way real quick. Oop. Got my d6s. We are not. No encounter. So they make it to the dungeon. And now we need to create the marching order. So I think... What do we got here? HP is 6. And a... Or HP, yeah. HP, 6 HP, 3 AC. God, this fucking magic user has 1 HP and an AC of 9. I gave them both color spray because we're not Mick fucking around here. So I'm gonna send Fighter 1. Actually, let's do it this way. I'll put the heavy in front, and then I'll do Fighter 1. And we'll do HP 3. We'll do Fighter 3 then. And then we'll do the light. And... Yeah, we'll put the magic users... We'll do MU1, Archer, MU2, Archer, and then what do we got left? Does that make sense? So that's 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, there should be 2 left. Is that true? Yeah, Fighter 2 and Fighter 4. Fighter 2's got 3 HP, so we're going to put you there, and then Fighter 4. Fighter 4 is a halfling. Fighter 3 is an elf. So what I think the plan is, I think they arrive in the dungeon, and it technically hasn't been a dungeon turn yet, but they arrive in the dungeon, and they have been given explicit instructions, which is determine the whereabouts or the outcome of whatever happened with the previous 2 parties. I think let's see here. Okay. So is it 13? Yeah. 13 had the Beatles. So I think they're going to follow the foot, like the boot prints in the dust, and the kind of like I don't know. This close to the surface, I bet there's like some eroded soil that's run down into the caverns. And I'm gonna guess we don't have a dwarf this time, which is kind of brutal. But I think that they'll notice, like, there's boot prints in the sort of like muddy soil that's run down into the cavern, and they're able to determine, they can head north, and then there's no elevator in its current position. And I think that they're gonna see through that room, and they'll should be able to see the Beatles, because there is no door. The occasional like carapace, like in their torchlight, the shimmer off of one of the Beatles' carapaces, and I just think they're gonna let sleeping dogs lie. They'll head back down, and they're gonna approach the door going into not room 12, but corridor 12. So it's a corridor, and I'm gonna have them listen at the door, and I think listening, yeah, we can get a 5 or a 6 as a elf or halfling. So a 5. Okay, so they well, let's see. Is there anything on the other side? Would that have been a turn? So all the way up. Yeah, that would have been a turn. So I'm gonna check for wandering monsters. Oh fuck. God damn it. Alright. So there are gonna be monsters. On the other side of this door, they have listened. They hear like rustling of some sort. And they're listening. So they're not gonna be surprised, because they do hear it ahead of time. And now we gotta roll on the... I wanted to get into the room with the ghouls at least first. Okay, so let's see what we got here. For wandering monsters, we need to roll a d6 and figure out which table it's from. 3. So that is table 1. That feels relatively hopeful. Table 1, where are you? Down here. God, please just be something easy. Please. A 15. Giant rats. You know what? I will fucking take it. All right. So we've got some giant rats. We will. Should I get a new index card for this? I think I'm going to. All right, so we got some giant rats. And now we got to figure out how many they spawn with. So we're going to hit the monsters. We got bats. Will they be under G? It doesn't look like it. It looks like giant is after a comma. Giant rats, 2 to 12, half a HD. Sick. Okay. All right. 2 to 12, so that's 2d6. right? Yeah. 3? Dude, alright. Fuck yeah. So there's going to be 3 giant rats back there. They have an AC of 7. Cool, they have half a hit die. So let's give them... you half whatever they're going to have? Okay. I got this. Set that over here for a second. Giant rat number 1 is going to have, what is that? That would be 2.5. So 2, are we rounding down? Are we rounding up? We're rounding down. It's going to be 2 HP. So rat 1, 2 HP. What was their AC? AC of 7. AC of 7. Half a hit die. Cool. Rat number 2 is going to have a 1, so 1 HP. Rat number 3 is going to have a 5, so another 1. So you get 100 experience per hit die of the enemies you defeat in Delving Deeper OD&D. So this will be 150 EXP to share if... Watch them just fucking decimate us. Okay, so we know there's rats on the other side. Let's stash this down here. At the door, we need a 5 to 6 for our fighters. And weirdly, this magic user with 13 strength. Actually, I think, yeah, both of our magic users are 14 strength. I think they might have... Both of our magic users have better strength than every single one of our fighters. Okay. So they're at their door. They're going to try to force it open. We can get a 5 or a 6. We can't be surprised either way. But this would be a nice way to get a jump on them. Fuck. Okay. So, not going to happen. We get through the door. They're both there. Like, both parties. And now we're going to roll initiative and see what happens. Alright, we're the white dice. They're the red. God damn, man. Our initiative is terrible. Okay, so where's our combat, our attack matrix? So they're a half up to 1. Okay, so they're a 10 at AC 9. So you gotta roll a 10 and above. 10 to 17. Okay. I think we got this. So the rats are going to go first, and I'm going to have them just sort of run down the line. So our heavy footman has 5 AC. So let's get used to this. So 9 to 5, that's 4. So 10, so is that 14? To hit a 5? It is. Okay, we got that down. All right, rats. They're going to go after our heavy footmen. They need a 14 or above, and that is a D6, not a D20. Fucking of course. So I got to roll this dude's HP real quick. He is a 1D6 plus 1, so he's got 7 HP. Nice, guy. Nice. How much is the rat going to do? Do they really do a 1D6? That feels fucking insane. They do. They do a 1D6. And I guess they... Yeah, so we're in a corridor. Actually, I need to look at this layer. Layer nearby. Is that the chance? I need to look into that. A 10... Or is it like if there's 10 or more, is there a layer nearby? 2, 2 to 20, 25. Or is that the percentage chance? We'll figure that out later. Right now, we're in a random corridor. I don't think there's going to be one there. So we need to figure out how much damage this rat is doing to our heavy footman. 2 damage. Okay, so he's got 5 left. Next rat is going to go down the line, go for fighter 1, who has an AC of 3, so they would need a... What is that? 9 to 3, 6. So they would need a 16 to hit a 3. Are you fucking kidding me? A 16? We've rolled the AC twice in a row. The exact dead-ass AC. Okay, so this dude's got 6 health. Holy fuck, are you fucking kidding me? This is insane. Okay, well... we lost a fucking fighter already, dude. Crazy. Okay, so the rat... He's got plate armor, too? That's so wild. So, the rat... He must have just, like... not been aware at all. Or, like... I don't know. Or the rat just got lucky and they were way more aggressive than we thought they were going to be. And just found, like, an opening. Like, maybe in this dude's plate mail. Like, maybe by the neck. And just, like, clipped... I mean, because they're giant rats. They've got big-ass fucking teeth. So, maybe, like, clipped, like, his carotid artery or something like that. And this dude just bleeds out quick. See, this is why you don't name them. But also, we are having some very, very unlucky rolls. Alright. Rat number 3 with 2 HP. Going for fighter number 3. Whoa. 4 AC... So that is a 15. Pretty sure. Yep. A 1. Get fucked. Okay. Alright, so the rats have a 7 AC. So now it is our turn. The heavy footman's going to go. He's angry from before and watching one of his employers get their throat ripped out is putting him on edge, but providing him with adequate aggression to take out his fury. All right, so 7 AC. We need he's a level 1 fighter. We need an 11 or above. An 11. Dude, this is nuts. I should buy a lottery ticket. Okay, so he's got 2 HP. 6. First rat, he just fucking slices it in 2. Maybe it's like hopping around trying to get an edge on him, and as it hops by, he just swings a sword and just literally fucking straight across the abdomen, just in 2 pieces. It just flops over. Now we've got Fighter 3, who didn't know Fighter 1 for very long, but he also is ready to exact his revenge. They're all level 1 fighters. Okay, so that's... Sorry, 1 second. So that's also an 11. A 2. Okay, he swings and he misses. Not going well for him. Maybe he's blinded by the tears in his eyes. Our light footman needs to go. Also needs an 11 or above. An 8, he doesn't hit. Our magic user gets to go. He's going to swing. What does a magic user need to hit an AC of 7? Where do you start out, guys? Oh, damn, they're at the very top. Okay, so they need a 12 or above. Nice, a 16. So the magic user's got a dagger, sort of tracking the second rat. A 4, it has 1 HP anyways. So, bam. Alright. The rat gets stabbed. He just, like, pins it to the ground. Just blade through the skull. And then we've got our archer, who's going to fire off around. And we'll see. Do they get a bonus to hit? No, they don't get stats. We'll just roll it as is. So an 11 or above. Dude, this is fucking wild. This is making me feel nervous though. Like our rolls are weird tonight. Okay. That's a 5. Same deal. He just like just pins the thing to the ground. Sort of, as he pulls his arrow out, it's stops moving, sort of lifeless. Rats are donezo. So they're gonna drag Fighter One's body back into this first little chamber, and they're going to head back in to the corridor. And as they get to like the edge of this room or the corridor towards the end, they notice that there's like 2 sets of like boot prints. One that keeps going straight, and then one that heads to the left. And I think that are they gonna go? Let's roll a d6. They'll go north. These can both lead places. God, do they really want to end up in the fucking ape room though? They're gonna listen at the door. They're gonna listen at both doors actually, because we don't really have to make a decision. So they're gonna listen at the top one first, the one going into room 9. This one here, which doesn't currently have anything in it. It's labeled as empty, as far as we know. Right. So we need a 5 to 6. A 4. Okay. So they don't hear anything. They're going to pop over to the door leading into room 10 and see what they hear. A 5. Okay. So they hear the shuffling and they don't know what it is, but they hear shuffling in there. And they notice, they try the door, like to pull it, it's wedged. It's like a expanded, sort of like moisture, waterlogged, big wooden door that's just stuck in its like in the threshold. And I think that they're gonna go there. Like, this could be the party. Like, this door's stuck. We don't know if they can even get out. So they're gonna head in there, and yeah, they're gonna try to bust in the door. So we need a 5 to 6. A 5. Okay, that's what's up. All right. So they bust in. The door flies open. And in the room, they see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ghouls sort of like shuffling around the room, like wicked smiles on their faces and just dead eyes. And from the information that they've received from Abyss Lane, they notice that 3 of the ghouls are not quite as dead looking. And they have like sort of moldering armor. One of them does. And they look like they could be, and most likely are, the first set of adventurers that came through, just judging by the information they have. And I think, they know what they have to do. Like, who knows where the souls of these 3 adventurers are, whether they're in an in-between or if they're trapped in like some nightmare in this fucking ghoul body. So I think they're gonna just unload. And I think the heavy footman is going to go first. And I need to really quick check the stats for ghouls. They paralyze if they touch you, but you do get a saving throw. And you are only paralyzed for one round. Their AC is 7. They're 2 HD. Okay. AC is 7, 2 HD. Yep. Alright. So yeah, heavy footman's gonna go first, and I think we're gonna roll our own die for this, and they can roll their own. So AC is 7. What do we need to hit for? Is it just an 11? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we need an 11 or above. That is a 6. We don't hit. The heavy footman, he's shitting himself. Like, he's never been in this situation before. So the fighter number 3, our elf fighter, like, pushes him off to the side. I'm going to say she's got her spear, and she lunges in to try to spear the ghoul closest to them. So also an 11 or above. 13, yes. Okay, so she makes contact, and let's see what happens. A 4, okay. So, yeah, she makes contact, and she hits, like, maybe right to the left of, like, the sternum, and it just pierces like a gross gush, and she pulls it out, and this, like, black ichor pours out of the wound. Okay, so this guy's got 1 HP left. Now, let's see here. Who do we got next? We got a light footman, who also needs an 11 or above. Gonna go after that same one, a 4. God damn it, boys. Magic user. We still get to roll initiative after this, because this is a surprise round. So we get to go again, potentially. So I am going to save my spell. I think the magic user is going to try to just go in with the dagger. So a 12 or above. Oh, dude, a fucking 20. Nice. Okay, so 1 HP. Going to get killed either way. Roll a 1. The magic user steps in. Weirdly, just brave as hell. And just reaches behind, like it's preoccupied with the light footman, and the magic user is just gonna sneak up, kind of flank this ghoul, and just like run her blade across this ghoul's neck, pretty much severing the head. And now it is the archers. So the archers need an 11 or above, a 15. Let's roll for damage. On the next one, okay. So 3 damage, sort of plug this. Just hits it like square in the chest. Still up and moving. Second archer. That's an 11. That's an 11. Okay. Right? Yeah, because we're rolling as a fighter. Okay, so that hits. Let's do some damage. A 5. Okay, arrow straight to the fucking dome. And this thing just drops lifeless. And now we have the 3 old adventurers left over. And it is bittersweet, but it is important that they release these adventurers from their prison. So the second magic user is going to go in and try to repeat what his magic user friend from before has done with the dagger. So we've got magic user 2 going for Rolf, one of our OG fighter. And so what? A 12? A 3. Magic user just can't find purchase. Psyching himself out. Archer needs an 11 or above. A 3 as well. Okay, so we got the last 2 fighters. Fighter 2 with a sword needs an 11 or above. A 6 can't do it. Fighter 4, a halfling fighter with a morning star. A 3. Okay, that does not bode well. All right, now we got to roll for initiative, and we'll start the regular round. And we get to go again, baby. Okay, cool. So 5 and a 3. And so, start at the top, the heavy footman. 11 and above, a 3. Lots of fucking 3s. Fighter 3, our elf fighter. Who I feel like is immune. Is our elf immune to this ghoul? For some reason I feel like it was. Except elves, who are immune. Okay, so either way, we gotta remember that this elf fighter can't be paralyzed. But we did hit. So we're gonna roll for some damage. A 3. Yeah, Rolf gets hit. So he's got 6 left. What's this fighter using? A spear? Yeah, she stabs the spear through, like, his shoulder. The armor is, like, something about the ghoul. I don't know what. But the armor is, like, not rusted, but, like, I don't know. Something about it, like, molded almost. And the spear just goes right through it. Right, we've got our light footman. A 2, not great. We need a 12 or above for our magic user. A 16, nice. Let's do some damage. A 2, okay. So we got 4 HP left. We got an archer. A 15, let's do some damage. 3. Okay, this thing's got... Rolf's got 1 left. Second archer. A 16. And just takes a moment. Says a silent prayer in his head. And drops Rolf. Just... You almost feel like a release in the room when this ghoul gets put down. But that is Rolf. Take a minute. God bless your soul, Rolf. God bless your soul. You tried. You were episode 1 and you got fucked right off the bat. Okay, so that was our second archer. We've got a magic user going for cadet, who was our OG cleric. So 12 or above, a 4, no bueno. An archer. Oh, an 8, not going to do it. Fighter 2. A 19, that is going to do it. A 3. So 6 HP left. Following a similar path. Our next fighter. A 7, also not going to do it. So, it is cadet and ghoul, or ghoul cadet and ghoul Leva's turn. And they're going to go for the heavy footman. And what's their HD? 2 HD, so 1 plus. They're functioning as essentially a normal fighter. Oh, wait, no. They're 1 row up. Damn, okay. So we'll see. For the heavy fighter, that is an AC of 5. So they need a 12 or above. Okay, so Ghoul Cadet goes to swing, misses. Leva gonna come right back up and do it. So what, 12 or above? Ooh, 17. Okay. So what would for a fighter, what would the saving throw against paralysis be for a fighter of level 1? Oh, wait, I can look at that right here. I got it on my character sheets. Paralysis, poison. Well, first we got to do damage. Okay, so it's going to do D6 of damage. Does 1 damage. You're at 4. Okay, and now we need to roll a 14 or above to save against this paralysis. And we rolled a 9. So our heavy footman is paralyzed. And now it is... So our heavy footman can't do anything this turn. This coming turn. Now we roll initiative again. Nice. Okay, we rolled a 6. Cool. So we are skipping the heavy footman. He's paralyzed. Heading straight to our elf fighter. She's wielding the spear. And she is going to go in for cadet. So an 11 or above. A 7. No good. Light footman. A 14. That's going to do some damage. And that's a 6, dude. Okay, so the light footman sort of swings down. Just completely chops off one of Ghoul Cadet's arms. And then swings back and just like slices the top corner of her head. And just a little cap of gray dead skin flies off. And Cadet, thank you for your service. Is donezo. Okay, so that was a light. The magic user gonna go in for Leva. Ghoul Leva, who was our magic user. And yeah, so 12. Right? Yeah, why am I blanking on this all of a sudden? Yep, 12 or above. Okay. A 2, no good. All right. And our archers, a 10, no good. 3, no good for the other archer. Magic user 2, no good. Other archer, a 9, no good. Fighter 1, or 2, I mean. Oh, 1. Wow, holy fuck, dude. All right. Fighter 4, that's a 17. Okay, that is going to hit. That's 6 damage. 6 damage. So Leva's got 2 left. Okay. And then these... What, it was 5 of them. These 2 were not in this, so we're not going to count them. We got to remember it was just these. Cool. That we fought. And then obviously the rats. Oh yeah, so no, it's Leva's turn. Heavy Footman's still paralyzed. I'm gonna assume Ghoul Leva has just this hankering to kind of, finish the job. Heavy Footman, 5 AC. Why am I forgetting? So that's a 12 or above. That's a 16, dude. All right. Let's roll for damage. A 1. Okay. So 3 HP. Let's figure out if we are paralyzed for another round. A 3. We absolutely are fucking paralyzed for another round. Okay. All right. So that was Leva's turn. Now we're going to head back in. Oh, no. We got to roll for initiative. What are we calling that? What are we calling it? Should I re-roll? What if I just... Hold on. I'm going to mute this and then bang on the table. Y'all saw it. You saw it. It's a 5. Okay. That's what it was going to land on. That's where physics and gravity and, Einstein's theory of relativity, all sorts of that sort of thing, has us in their sweet and loving hands. So we're going to go first. And skipping the heavy footman again. Fighter 3, the spear. She's had about enough of Ghoul Leva torturing our heavy footman. A 2. She hasn't had quite enough, apparently. So our light footman... A 1, also haven't had enough. Loves the heavy footman getting tortured. Magic user. A 4, couldn't care less. Archer. Also doesn't care. Second archer. A 12, cares just enough. Okay, I'm going to just move it forward. That's a 3, and that's enough. Second archer has had just enough of this nonsense. I feel like everyone was like, oh, 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 pretending to hit. And then the archer said, I don't have time for these games. And Leva's down. And now they can report. They're going to take maybe just like a token of each of these adventurers. And they'll be able to bring that back to the surface. And bring that back to the Abbey of St. Agath. But yeah, that's a completed encounter. And we only had one dude get paralyzed for 3 turns in a row. And yeah, we lost one guy. Honestly, could be worse. Was there anything in this room? Was it just ghouls? Yeah, because we were rolling. We were doing all this procedurally. So I would have, if it was treasure, I would have made note of that. Yeah, we survived with everyone. I think I'm going to call it here just in case we get into another encounter, because that could push this video into quite some time. But let's calculate our experience real quick. Also, these dudes are all... I need to look up real quick what they need to get paid. Oh, but that's in Grey Harp. I'm using the Grey Harp RPG, the single volume. It's got better detailed... Actually, does it? I feel like we're using like mercenaries technically. And I think that's right over... Is it on page 22? Yeah, it is. So this is per month. So 4 gold plus 4 gold plus what? 3 of those. Oh wait, no, that's 12 gold for the light footmen, the heavy footmen, and then the 3 archers. Because we have 3 archers, correct? Yeah. 3 archers, that's 18 gold. So 30 gold. 30 gold a month. Whew. That's steep, dude. Okay. 30 gold a month. I want to just make a note of that real super quick. So 30 GP. And that was 2 dungeon turns. Might have been 3, to be honest. A whole encounter. Would that have been a whole turn? How does that work? If you have an entire encounter, is that technically a turn? You just don't roll for wandering monsters at the end? So that would have been 3. So our expenses are 30 gold per month. And I don't even think that we have... Oh, yeah, dude. One of the magic users, they can just... We'll take 15 from each of them because they have 77 gold pieces, each of them. So that's what, 52. They each have 52 gold now. And that'll be fine. And we'll just pay these mercenaries up front. Because they're doing their job. I know they're gifted to us. I think I'm looking at it more like us being able to have them is the gift. We still owe them money. So we're good for the first month. Put a little check mark there. And now we got to calculate some EXP. So how do I want to do this? You're dead, so we're dividing it by 5 no matter what. So we've got 150 and then 100. So we have... It's 100 per HD. And all 5 of these were 2. So that's what, 500, that's 1,000. 1,000. So 1150 divided by 5. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm actually going to round that up. I'm going to round it up to 15. Our DM for my game does this not all the time, but like, you know, if we've done something like exceptional, and I am going to view us finding out what happened to the OG 3, our first 3 characters. I'm going to say that bumped us up. So 1,500, and then that's 300 apiece. So we'll just really lightly write that in there. And I think I want to say it's 2,000 for a fighter to level up. Let's check real quick. Magic user. If we go past it. More. Who the hell is it? Turning fighter. Yeah, it's 2,000 to level up. I think it is maybe even more for a magic user. So, you know, we're not close, but we've got experience on the table, which is tight. So we're happy about that. Anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. We'll hop back in, and probably for the next episode, I don't think I'm gonna really care about like sort of the time frame for this one, and I wanted to kind of limit it to like around an hour, maybe 45 to an hour. The next one we might just go hard and just go as far into this as we can, and see what happens. But anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. I appreciate you, and tune in next time. Oh yeah, I gotta name these. We'll do that next time. Okay, thanks, y'all.